Wait a minute, get it how you live it. 10 toes in when we standing on business. I'm a big stepper, underground method.
It's an Edwards eruption here in the first.
Rolling through the city with the big dogs.
It's a Minnesota tsunami here in Game 3.
Got punched in the mouth today, and next game we're either going to get back up or not. But we have a decision to make for sure.
We know this team, OKC, going to come out and bring hella energy, so we'll be ready.
Well, they were ready in Game 3. The Timberwolves, they made a statement on their home floor, winning by 42 points, scoring a franchise playoff record 72 points in the first half and another 71 in the second, en route to a franchise record 143 points for the game. Now, their 42-point win, it's the 5th largest win by a team trailing in a series in NBA history, also tied for the largest win versus the team with the best regular season record in the NBA in playoff history. Here's our Tim Legler on Julius Randle's bounce-back game.
Well, Minnesota with a great response getting back into this series, and more importantly, getting their offense untracked against an elite defense. Able to do some things in Game 3 they could not get accomplished in Oklahoma City. Anthony Edwards had a great start, and then Julius Randle got unleashed starting in the second quarter with his own mini run. And we're going to take a look at a little bit of that right here and how he was able to finally see the ball go in after a very quiet Game 2. I love his aggressiveness. Attacking. He's guarded with smaller defenders a lot in this series, and he sees it again right here. And he's going to jab. He's trying to get to the center of the floor, but he's waiting to see, are either one of these elbow defenders going to force the ball out of his hands? They do not. So now he knows with that size advantage, he can just go right up over the top. He gets one to go, and you know he's feeling good because the very next possession, Julius Randle is the last guy up the floor for Minnesota, and he decides he's going to give a little heat check of his own. This is one of the deepest shots you're going to see Julius Randle take, regular season or postseason. Right off the catch, he sees there's no closeout coming his way. The defender's certainly not expecting him to shoot the ball from 30-plus, but that's exactly what he does. Gets this one to go on a night when Minnesota was able to knock down 23-point shots, put up a huge number on the league's best defense, and feel really good about their chances now in this series.
Tim Legler is always insightful. I didn't know that Cartoon Tim was as insightful as Big Legs is here. But, Sinead, Minnesota, they figured something out here in this Game 3. What was that magic?
Look, I love a good strength-on-strength matchup. You have Anthony Edwards, all-NBA offense, versus Lou Dort, all-NBA defense. And guess what? Offense won because it took a team. It took a village. They could not afford the T-Wolves a slow start, so what did they do? They ran floppy. First, Jaden McDaniels with a good screen. Rudy Gobert, underrated screener right here, getting Lou Dort, and this leads to a 3 to get Edwards going in the beginning. Now watch this play, because this is how committed Rudy was to screening to free up his shooters, right? But that's one screen right here. Then here's another pin-in screen where Conley should normally be able to make this 3, but then it was a little bit of a lazy pass. It does not matter. They reset, and here's the third screen by Gobert. All right, your feet are outside if you're Hartenstein, but instead you drop behind the 3-point line. Lou Dort is trailing and knocks down this 3. He made 5 on the night, shooting 60% on all NBA defensive Lou Dort. But this play tells me he got in his head. Rudy is screening, then there's some slapping, and then he hits another 3 on this type of possession. If you look at this, you know, it's hard when you're trying to do bad all by yourself, but when you have a team and a system and you have guys like Rudy screening, it helps.
They also made it uncomfortable on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He had as many field goals as he had turnovers in this game here, UD. That's not something we're accustomed to seeing. How did they do that?
Yeah, the playoffs is chess, not checkers. So.
And then he hits another 3 on this type of possession. If you look at this, you know, it's hard when you're trying to do bad all by yourself, but when you have a team and a system and you have guys like Rudy screening, it helps.
They also made it uncomfortable on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He had as many field goals as he had turnovers in this game here, UD. That's not something we're accustomed to seeing. How did they do that?
Yeah, the playoffs is chess, not checkers. So they made a small adjustment, but I think it's going to be the biggest adjustment that could possibly propel them to winning this series. So we talk about here right now, where they're picking up right now is they're so far up right now. We understand SGA is a hell of a basketball.
Adjustment I'm curious about, UD, is basically what you're saying is in that drop coverage, you're going from about, what, like 9 feet away to like 6?
Yeah, so this is what Chris Finch described to as going back to their fastball. They were experimenting with some zone packages defensively in the first 2 games because it worked so well for the Nuggets against the Thunder. They went back to more of a traditional man-to-man with aggression, with
stronger. And the Fever, they lose Caitlin Clark to injury here. We will also have the latest for you from Indiana on her status. We'll be joined by our insider Alexa Philippou on when we can expect Indiana to get their star back in the lineup. Plus the Knicks, they have one of the NBA's best duos. But are they actually better when they're played apart? We've got some surprising stats you're going to need to see with NBA Today.